Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we're having a lot of fun already this morning here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're having a good time. We just can't talk about what we talk about off the air on the air, so we have to switch gears here a little bit.
Right.
We have to be good on the air, right?
Always.
Okay, and yes, and we have our good friend back, Dan. And say your last name again.
Rowbotham.
Rowbotham, so I don't mess that up. And then we have another special guest that you've brought today, and I'll let you introduce him because I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, so all the way...
And this is not me being a jerk. When you hear it, you're going to understand why I can't pronounce his name.
So we have Carwyn Rhys Jones, who is here from... yeah, have a go. It's early, get warmed up. Yeah, you've got it. And yeah, he's here visiting Rio for the week, and he has an art exhibition. So it's really great to have him here.
Cool.
And show him the best part of America, of course.
And we were talking about that off the air and talking about how Ohio is this like strange melting pot of all kind of dialects of the English language.
Yeah.
And depending on whether you're from down here south, we have our own little weird dialect and but it is the best part of the country.
For sure.
So let's go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so
I'm going to go with Carwyn.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you've got
And
it.
you said that's
Absolutely
fine.
fine.
I just can't say all the other
No.
parts of it.
No, honestly, that is fine. That is fine. If you can't roll your R's, it is fine. No stress.
That's okay. You can make fun of me later.
No, I wouldn't do it. It means pure love, the name.
It means what?
Pure love. Carwyn, the name.
Pure love?
Yeah. That's what it
beautiful.
means.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You didn't know that,
Yeah,
Dan?
you split it up. So the CAR is for cariad, which means love, and then win is pure. So pure love. There you go. Fact of the day.
I love it. You have the prettiest name ever.
Thank you.
Yes.
There are other Welsh baby names. If anybody is interested, you can call the Maddox Centre for Welsh Studies, and we can help with that.
There you go.
That was a
link
plug.
up.
That was a
Nice
good
link
plug.
up.
So, fun fact, I've never told you this before, but my mom decided when all of her grandchildren started being born that she was not being called grandma or, mama or whatever. So she went with Mangy.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's grandma in Welsh,
Yeah.
right? Or
okay.
grandmother in Welsh.
Yeah.
So
I
she's
didn't know
everybody's
that.
Mangy.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Hey, now you know.
I do. I have a Mam Gee, but I shortened it to Gee.
Gee.
Yeah.
Just a different word. He's
just to
from
be cool.
mid-Wales. It would be 9 for me. It sounds like the number 9. But
9?
Yeah, but 9 would be grandmother.
Oh,
in
so
the
from
north.
where you're from.
Yeah, there's different words.
Oh, so you all, it's like battle of the Welsh language.
It is, yes.
I feel like.
We're the strongest ones.
We're translating constantly. We're like, what did you say?
And you're from the same country. How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So north,
That
mid,
is
and
wild.
south have got all different words.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Tell me some other
Same
examples.
as Ohio, right?
Right.
Like, same as here.
It's soda. No, it's pop.
Yes.
It's soda. No, it's pop.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and things like to come is I ddod for me, but for him it would be dwad. And like right now, to say right now, I would say, oh, now. And he would say rwan.
Really?
Yeah. Just little words.
But then do you have to learn? Or are you seriously translating back and forth? Like, what did you just say? Is that like really a thing?
I think you learn as you get older, but of course, when you're in elementary school, you're only speaking to people predominantly from the same area as you.
Sure.
So it's not really until you are kind of paying more attention to what's being said on
Out
TV
in the world.
or like in the media or, going to summer camp when you're a little bit older that you're really discovering that there's all of like these extra words. So it's really fun, like in those kind of like 4th, 5th grade where everyone's kind of discovering, oh my gosh, they have another word for this, and
Yeah.
it's really fun.
Are there other words for bad words? Or are all the bad words universal?
They're universal.
The universal, yeah. I won't say it.
We'll talk about that off the air as well. I don't want to get you in all kind of trouble.
All the bad words we stole from the English anyway,
Right?
rather than them stealing from us. So, when it comes to the bad words, I think we speak the same language.
Okay.
Yeah.
The swear words are universal.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Just in a strong, confident Welsh accent, you find.
Yeah. And where I'm from, one of the words is quite endearing. Like, it's so soft. It's such a soft word.
It's
but
lovely.
over here, you'd be, wow, that's not a soft word. But I don't want to say it while we're getting recorded.
Yeah. Very different.
We'll talk
very
about
different.
that. What?
The C word.
Oh!
Bad.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. It's
one.
soft where I'm from, but...
Really?
Yeah, it's really soft.
Okay, we will...
Cultural difference.
Yeah.
Yes, just a little bit. But I could see where that could get you in a lot of trouble if you spew that out and not know...
When I went to University of Manchester, I said it in English, and my friend was so offended that I said it, and I was like, what do you mean? It's endearing. I'm saying it like...
nice.
You're right, mate. Like, how's it going? But he didn't see it that way. So.
I can see some bar fights over some of these words. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is interesting. Well, I tell you what, let's talk about what on earth you are doing here in Jackson, Ohio from Wales. We know why Dan's here.
Yeah, so I did an exhibition about quarrymen and then their stories of working in the site, and then how hard it was, and the history behind it in Wales. And then he started in Wales, and then he went to Manchester, London, and then about 2 years ago he went to New York. And then
This is wild.
It's here now in Ohio, and then after that it's had interest in Japan and Australia. So we'll see how it goes.
So that is so fascinating. And let's back up for a minute, because you said quarrymen and I said, huh? And Dan said coal miners, but with slate. And I said, oh, I get that. I understand that. So talk about that for a minute and how this came to be.
Yeah, I just felt that at one point in Wales, that was the main industry. It employed about 30,000 men. And for a country so small as Wales, there's only 3 million people. That was the main industry, getting slates. And then over time, the generation have been getting older and older. And I felt I need to document this because it's a part of our history.
Sure.
And out of the 5 men I interviewed, 3 have died. So it shows
wow.
it's really important that we've done this.
It's kind of like explaining history in real life instead of having to read it in a book, or I look at this as like our World War II veterans and things like that, where if you didn't get the chance to talk with somebody, and reading it in a book is not quite exactly the same, or being taught it in school when you're not paying attention, nor do you understand why you should care. I think what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you got the idea. How long ago did you start this?
I think it was about 4 years ago, and then with museums it just takes time, and then I just felt I have to do this or their stories will be lost. Their families will carry on the stories down with time, but it is eventually lost.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did it, and I'm glad it's traveling the world, so we'll see where it goes next.
So as an artist, are you, obviously it is an art exhibit, but you were saying that there's actually a documentary and then art to go along with it.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so what I did was, after I made the documentary, each story I got from the 5 men involved, I would create art out of that. So there would be portraits, like if I took a picture of you, and then I incorporated, if they mentioned a certain place they would be working, or a certain building that was important to them, that would be superimposed into their faces. So it's layered images, but it tells their story.
Well, let's throw those images up and go. Do you know each one?
Yeah, of course.
Can you tell their story a little bit?
Yeah, well, this is Carwyn, another Carwyn.
Oh, no, not again.
So Carwyn always spoke about, you can see the teapots in the centre there.
Yeah.
And how much that was, where they had the fun and the work. and then how he would be a train driver inside the quarry because they were so large. They was the size of towns. These quarries.
It's underneath the ground, kind of like coal mining. Like is it underneath the ground?
It's underneath, but it's at the top as well, and you've got different levels to it, sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
And then he would be a train driver and get the slate from one part to another, to down to the ground, and then eventually the slate would go on boats. And at one time, it roofed the world. The slate from Wales. Country of 3 million people, it roofed the world. All
that is so
including
incredible.
The White House. Like the White House at one point had Welsh slate on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the slate. I mean, other than it not being, I guess, economically feasible to repair and whatever, if you kept it going and kept it in good shape, I mean, it would last forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seems like, but. I know we have a place in Victorian Village in Columbus, and a lot of those homes have a little bit of slate roof. Like ours has a tiny slate roof and then a flat roof. But finding someone to even come, like a couple of pieces of the slate had fallen off in a horrible storm, and finding somebody to come and replace that is like pulling teeth. But so that's interesting though that. So is slate still a thing? I mean, are they still doing that in Wales?
They are doing it. The areas now are more for tourism and stuff like that, and they've made like zip lines and like an adventure park out in the areas, but they do still sell it. But the thing is, it's the most expensive one because it's the hardest one that'll last the longest. You've still got Welsh Slate as a company, but the numbers have come down, because the industry's changed and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Now everybody puts on a metal roof here and,
Yeah. But,
not anything against metal roofs, but...
Yeah, it's true. Like, just roofing has changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Changed. Yeah.
I mean, whatever... design that you do at your home is definitely changed from slate. I mean, I don't know anybody putting a slate roof on their home anymore. Are there other uses for slate?
Well, today the quarries, what they tend to do, half of it is sold, when people have got the money to roof there, because it's expensive, but it will last you about...
For a long time.
150 years easily.
Yeah.
But they crush it, and they make roads in Wales with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
they would be really stirdy and strong, I would think.
Yeah, what they do is, just because when you do cut slate, there's so much waste, rather than just having, hills and hills of it, they just crush it and they put it into roads.
That makes sense. Okay. See, you're learning all this. I'm learning so much. Let's talk about some of the other guys.
Yeah. So,
do you mind?
No, that's absolutely fine. So this is Dick. He was one of the oldest, and then his story was he lived in the village, and he had to, he was about 10 years old when he was working there. He didn't want to go to school. His dad did it. His dad's dad did it, and then inside his face, you can see like a root here.
Yes.
He would have to walk 9 miles a day to get to work because
at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And so you see right at the top of his head, in a quarry, you've got different levels, and then once you're in the level and someone's put you there, that's where you stay. So if you pretend that you'd have Jones as one level, and then the family of Roberts would be the next one, you'd stay there, and that would be your kind of area, sort of thing. And then his was his. He had to walk so much, and and because of his age, I think he worked well. He looks, quite old, but it's worked that the slate's inside his face. It makes the art work, sort of thing.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay. What an interesting story. How did you find the people to talk with?
I had an uncle that was a quarryman, and I'd been, my grandmother had been telling me stories for years. and her uncle went blind because of slate. When you're cutting slate, a small piece like this, half an inch can blind you really easily. So they were telling us how dangerous it was, because essentially back then, health and safety wasn't a thing. They'd get a rope, honestly now.
Probably no OSHA back then, huh?
No.
Yeah.
They'd just get a rope, get a bit of TNT, throw it into the cave and hope for the best. Back then, it was, I don't know how they got away with health and safety, but the man maybe found the adrenaline part of doing that, but I'm not sure. But
Yeah, that sounds...
Sorry, I'm getting off topic here.
No, I think that's all very interesting.
But yeah, because I had family, and in the area we are, they're still, they're massive, the size of 2 towns sometimes. I just felt when I was going to these areas, I thought I felt personally, I'm photographing history here, and then
for sure.
I just had a massive interest, and I knew I always wanted to do a documentary about the quarrymen, and how the natural landscape had changed through industrialism, and then so it's just gone from strength to strength, and it was commissioned in Wales. We got the National Slate Museum. It started there, and it's just gone from strength to strength.
Here you are. In Jackson, Ohio. Who knew?
Yeah.
So did you guys know each other before this?
Nope.
So you just met because of the exhibit?
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Have you brought him to the brewery yet?
Friday.
Okay. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
It's a date.
It's a date.
All right. Well, let's talk about more of the guys.
Yeah.
We can go through. Oh, that is
so
wild.
this man was called Robin, and Robin Band. All his families for generations and generations would be musicians, but they all worked in a quarry as well.
Okay.
And then this is the only stone quarry. All the other 4 men are slates. And the historical fact about him, that the Winter Olympics, you've got Carwyn, and the rock that's made with Carwyn was from the quarry in Wales, and then it was shipped to America. So when you see winter sports and you see that big rock, and it looks like they're brushing the floor.
Yeah, they're sweeping real fast.
Yeah, the rock's from Wales majority of the time.
Okay, that is cool.
Right.
Very interesting. I didn't even know, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know the curling thingy was rock, like a stone.
Yeah, I know, because it just runs so smooth.
Yeah, I would have never thought, I don't know what I thought it was, metal or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's just 2 males, and there's 1 in the States as well.
Really? Now you know that. Okay, moving on.
This man...
No.
John, and he kind of there was a
inside
the quarry. It was so large that there were housing as well. And back in the day, most of the owners would be lords. You had a lot of that in Wales, and then they would have a mansion, and it's mad. It is mad.
Can you actually go and see that now?
Yeah.
That would be fascinating.
Yeah.
A mansion within a quarry.
Yes. Yeah. So it's interesting. And then
is it still like a working quarry, or is it more of a tourist attraction?
It's a tourist attraction now. Yeah, unfortunately. But
so he was the family owned.
Well, passed on. Well, he said to me, "I own the quarry," but a lot of people said, "I'm not sure if it's the council that own it by now." But back in the day, it would. Without a doubt, it would be a lord.
So would he have been very wealthy then?
He wouldn't be wealthy, but their family were taken care of when the lord passed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and just generations of that. And then his story, inside his face, you like this fact, I think. The water tower on the left-hand side of the picture. Basically, when you're cutting slate, you need constant water to keep it clean.
Sure.
And that machine that's in the picture there were only 2 that were made in the world. One was on the Titanic, and one's still in Wales.
So there's one left in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's anher one, but
it's at the bottom of the sea. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So there were only 2 that are made in the world, and it's still in the Dyffrynansia. It's a mouthful, but that's the area. That's in it. That's it. And then And then
very cool.
I thought I would incorporate that. And then the second image, if you really look at his skin, you'll see slates. Where you'd have heaps like this, and there was a lot of waste in a quarry. So what they did was they built, that wall is completely made out of slates. And what they would do right at the top where his hair is, there'd be massive, massive buckets of slates, and it would come down the hill and then connected to a train, and then it would go to the closest ports to be shipped. So that's his kind of story.
Okay. Very interesting. One more, okay.
And then we have Andrew, and his nickname's John Joe. I don't know why, but
John Joe?
John Joe, yeah. I think one of his family was John Jones or something, so he's called Andrew John Joe.
Yeah.
He works at the National Slate Museum in Llanberis in North Wales, and then he had 5 generations of quarrymen. And then with his, he was basically raised again in the quarry. So I've just taken pictures of stuff like that inside his face. And then the second image at the bottom, it would be a house. And in these houses, at times, men would live for about 2 weeks. No electric, no running water. They would have to just eat, have a fire, go to work, and that would be it for about 2 weeks.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. So it shows you the determination, and I think as a nation of 3 million people, and Dan mentioned, less that back then would probably be 2 million, that we roofed the world is mad. And
you're right.
And then
Correct.
In Cardiff as well, in South Wales, that would be coal. There was a port there, and that port was the busiest in the world at one point, and that was just coal being shipped around the world.
Whoa, unbelievable! Very interesting. So you say that a couple of these gentlemen have passed on.
Yeah.
Did they? Because it seems like, I know with mining and whatnot, and especially, as you said, there weren't a lot of safety precautions back then. Are there a lot of health issues, things like that? Did they live long lives?
They did, but Dick
Did them together? Okay.
So just going into kind of a studio base to get the portrait, and I've done 4 from the side, side profile and 1 front facing. And then I just felt I could fit more images in a picture from a side profile. And then I watched the documentary and the interviews, and each story I got from them, I would go back then to the quarry and see what they were talking about. Took those photos.
Gotcha.
Went on Photoshop, got the portrait and the pictures.
Okay.
And then superimposed them and then layered them together, and then that would portray their story.
Love that. What a wonderful idea. It's absolutely amazing. So let's talk about the exhibit. Let's talk about the exhibit, and then I have a couple other questions. So Dan, since you are Mr. Wales here in our area, and of course, what is your official title again?
I'm director of the Maddox Centre for Welsh Studies over at Rio.
Yep.
Yeah. So, the exhibit is open at the Greer Museum over on our main campus in Rio Grande. You can see these beautiful, the black and white element of them just really makes them stand out, as you could see on those slides there. But, so the museum is open 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And you can watch the documentary, you can sit and watch the whole thing, or you can just watch snippets of it. And spend some time looking. I think Karen's done a great job of telling you, what the different elements of each image are, but they're all on display, and just because of that black and white element, it's just beautiful. And I think at one point when we were on the call, we're like, the museum, the show space in the museum is pretty big, and having only 5 pieces can make you kind of think, oh my goodness,
it's not going to fill up the space,
but it's just filled it, and the stories that come with them really fill that space beautifully. Definitely worth popping in. and taking a look for sure.
Good deal. And again, that's 1 to 5.
1 to 5, Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
over at the Greer Museum on Rio's campus.
Okay. And again, it's not that big. You can find it.
Yeah. Right there off 325. There's a big red sign.
There you go. And how long will the exhibit be?
So it's
on
going to be
display?
up through the end of the semester. So I think we've said something like December the 3rd. So, I mean,
Okay.
that's coming pretty quickly. The end of semester is coming really
It's
quick.
going to be like April
I
next
know,
week.
I know.
Because that's the way life goes now
Yes.
for some reason.
Yes.
You think December 3rd is... I was just looking, at my calendar, and I have an appointment somewhere and
It's like
on
days
December 3rd,
away.
and I'm like, well, that's not... I mean, it sounds really long, and it's not
No.
at all. So you have less than a month.
Yeah, so take advantage before it does move on. It is traveling the world, so we're really lucky to
Right.
have this work here in Southeast Ohio and have Carwyn actually be here. We're teaching him a lot about Southeast Ohio while he's here as well, and finding all the good food spots and, and teaching him about the Welsh history. I think every time I come on, I'm like, our Welsh history in this area is just so wonderful, and it's just incredibly interesting. Being able to talk to people, and we talk about the oral histories that he's collected from these slate quarrymen.
Yes.
The oral histories that I get every single time I meet somebody here in Southeast Ohio is just so wonderful. So it's great to kind of be showing somebody from Wales that we're proud of a Welshness here too in
We
Southeast
have some
Ohio.
stories to tell you. How's that?
Yeah. And it's just a great time for him to be here as well. The fall is so beautiful.
Oh, I know. I bet. Well, Wales. I mean, we
have seasons, like rainy, less rainy, and then heat wave
less
where we
dreary.
complain about. We say that, and someone was messaging me, "Oh, you're lucky you're not here. It's monsooning," and I'm like, "Well, it's not monsoon, but yes." And so. And it's just so pretty.
Beautiful.
I love the fall. I mean, we say autumn, right? In UK English, we would say the autumn, and I'm like, no, autumn is what we get in the UK. Here is fall.
It's fall
and it's
and the
lovely.
leaves. So is it surprising for you to see the beauty of the trees and all of that?
Yeah, that definitely. Especially just on campus as well.
Oh, yes.
Just orange and the reds, and I've just been filming with Dan while we've been here, just making a small doc about the Welsh. Interest in this area.
Okay.
And then just interviewing people that have got a Welsh connection, and we'll see how it goes.
Love that. Very good. So you are, as somebody that created this incredible exhibit, how then do you get from I made this exhibit to traveling all over the world with it? How does that happen?
I think with New York, because it'd been to Manchester and London, and there was a museum that had previously worked with a museum in Wales. They'd seen the work, and then they said, could we have your work? We'd like to have your work. And then I just said, do you want even better? I'll come over. And if you just don't put yourself out there, you won't get anything. So they said, yeah, of course, why not? And I thought, okay, great.
Hey, you don't get the sale unless you ask, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to put yourself forward.
Yes.
So I was in New York for 2 weeks, working with high school students and teaching them how to create art in my style. So taking
Hate quarries at all, but a lot of people around here who have Welsh ancestry will tell you about the ancestors working in the iron industry or in the coal mines, and
sure.
there's a really shows you the hardworking backgrounds of the Welsh. So
Yes.
I think it does speak to a lot of the Welsh people from here as well, because I think already you've mentioned it to a few people and be like, oh, my grandfather, and so it brings those stories out as
Love
well.
that.
So even though it's not directly related to Jackson and Gallia, the Jackson and Gallia settlement, it kind of is, right? Like there are similar stories.
Sure.
So, it's really cool to have that kind of modern Welsh element as well. And you know, Carwyn will go back and tell everybody about how great Southeast Ohio is. So
We
that
hope.
makes,
Of course.
So that
Of
makes
course.
our jobs much easier, right? In trying to encourage people from Wales to come and visit. Like we just had some people visiting last week, and it's great that people want to come here because of the Welsh history.
Sure.
And kind of share our culture here, and the history is really, really incredible. I'm saying our as if I've lived here forever now.
Well,
it's been long enough.
Hey, we've adopted you.
Yeah. I'm in too deep at this point, right?
You're stuck with us now.
Or you're stuck with
Or
me.
we're stuck
you know?
with you. I don't know. It works both ways.
Yeah, it does.
No, absolutely love that. And so, will you be traveling with your exhibit everywhere that it goes?
I'm hoping. It's just, you know, it's sometimes when you do go to areas, it's funding. I think with South America, in Patagonia, and Patagonia is just an area of, you know, where the Welsh went over, and they still speak Welsh out in Patagonia and South America. And then hopefully next year I'll be able to go out with possibly a local school from Wales, and then work with a local school in Patagonia and make art together.
Oh, that's neat.
That's the idea. But yeah, we'll have to see. But at the moment, you know, touch wood, I've been lucky, and people have been very kind to ask me to come over with the work.
That's really cool. So it's great that you are sharing your art and teaching folks, but also you're learning
Yes,
as
of course.
well about
Yeah.
all of the places that you go.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like Dan told me, you know, there's Welsh flags everywhere, and I thought, maybe there'll be one or two about. But you know what? I'd been blown away. You know, the street signs with the Welsh dragon, and the police department have got an emblem of the dragon on it.
Yeah, our police,
Yep.
Jackson police do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, this is bizarre, you know, because if you told
It's really
someone
cool.
from back home, you'd be like, no, you know.
There's no way.
Yeah. But, you know, that's why I'm, like, kind of document it with Dan, because I want to kind of expose, you know, this area and how much Welsh history, and people back home, you know, be overjoyed to see that. So see how it goes.
I feel like, you know, all of us have a little Welsh in us from this area, so there's no escaping it. You should just embrace it.
You should embrace it.
Yes. Well, very good. So, as an artist, I mean, is this your day job? Is this what you do, or?
I do a bit of everything, to be honest with you, just because the industry's changed so much. You know, I'd love just to do photography full time, but it's you do things like at workshops in schools, which I enjoy, and then you're passing your skill to them, and that's the next generation of Welsh artists coming through.
Absolutely.
And then just drone work and video work, so just a bit of everything.
Okay. Did you bring your drone?
I did.
I wondered if, you know, is that like a TSA nightmare to bring your drone? Did they say, what the heck is this and why are you bringing it?
No, I thought that. I thought, right, it's in the rucksack. If they say something, I just have to accept it and just, you know, take it on the chin. But it was fine. They didn't say anything. It was
There you go. You can fly with your drone.
I can fly with my drone.
Ooh.
But safely, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool. So what's next for you?
I think it'll probably just be South America next year, and then it's just, you know, getting everything together, getting the funding together, and getting a school to go out there with me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then Australia, Japan. There's 2 universities in Japan that have shown interest, and they're actually learning Welsh at the universities.
Oh, in Japan?
In Japan, which I felt was, you know, massive.
Japanese Welsh. That will be interesting.
It will be interesting. So, 2027, they've, you know, said, we could get you over. So, again, it's just getting everything together, getting the funding together for me to go over. And, yeah, it's exciting. And we'll see what's what.
Sounds that way. Well, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, we have a few minutes left over. Dan, you want to talk about anything else going on at the Madig Center or at Rio in general?
Yeah, I mean, it's a busy time with all of the Welsh stuff. We have a few people coming over from Wales next year, so I'm really excited. There's some bigger groups, and hopefully I'm going to get a choir come over from Wales. So we'll see if that all works out, but that would be great. But right now with the Welsh Museum over in Oak Hill, we were really fortunate last year to be awarded some funding from the state. So we've been able to refurbish the windows and doors and the steeple and work on some ADA compliance stuff as well. So it's really exciting. I mean, I haven't been able to spend as much time, and if anybody's been to that museum, you know it's just like really special and wonderful. So it's been really hard keeping away lately. But I'm really excited to kind of see how that's, you know, we're so close to the end. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to having it back and working on it in the spring.
Is it open to the public right now?
The museum, right now it's closed because of the construction work that is
wondering.
going on.
Okay.
But we'll be reopening in May, and the construction hopefully will be done.
In theory.
It will be done. It will 100% will be done. So that's a really exciting project, and we're really fortunate that we were able to get those funds to make all of that happen. So that's really exciting. But we have some students in Wales right now studying abroad, so it's really lovely. We're just talking about London, and last week I was checking out on Instagram, and they're like, oh, in London for the weekend. And I'm like, oh, good, yes, go get it. And so I'm really glad that they are having fun and creating memories, but also, it's an additional academic experience that we can offer them through Rio. So that's really lovely. And they've gone to the campus that I studied on for my undergraduate, and that's where I learned about Rio. So I'm like, tell everybody about Rio, because if you tell everybody about Rio, they'll come here.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's exactly how it happened that I ended up coming to Southeast Ohio. So
well, we're glad you did.
Yeah, so they're having a great time. So it's just great, really having a lot of fun with it, and lucky to be in such a supportive area to all the Welsh history and heritage too, right? Like that makes my job a lot easier.
Yes, when people are very welcoming. That is true. So what has surprised you about our area, or what have you enjoyed? How long have you been here?
Came on Saturday, so...
Okay, so you haven't been here a long time.
No.
So is there anything that you've seen or done that's been really cool that you've experienced?
Yeah, well, I think it's just the exposure to the Welsh out here more than anything, because I expected to see something Welsh, but it's massive, a
little bit more like you feel at home a little bit.
No, it feels like home, like I was saying to Dan, like there's a place by us, it's about 20 miles from here, and it feels like that area, in Wales sort of thing. But not everyone's been very welcoming, and as Dan said, you actually feel proper like a fall, like back home. I think when you get autumn, it's a 2 or 3 days here then, and it's okay, but it just feels like it just lives and breathes in the area at the moment, and it's beautiful.
Pumpkin spice everything.
Yeah. Everything.
It gets to be a bit much.
No, you know what? It's nice being exposed to a different culture as well, But as I said, everything I've seen up to now is, it's very nice people. Beautiful area, and I'm looking forward just to document the area with Dan and see how it goes.
So the documentary that you're working on, is it about our area in general, or is it about Rio, or how is that working?
It's a bit of everything. It's about me traveling.
It's about him.
It's about me.
Right, sorry, that did sound a bit like that. Right, okay, sorry. There's multi-layers to it. It's about Dan, okay? We'll say it's about Dan. You'll be happy then. But it's about me coming over here and, with the work and travelling with the work. But at the same time, it's about the Welsh culture here and about exposing that to to the world and to people back home. And hopefully it'll gain people coming to this area and finding how nice the people and beautiful the place is.
Sure.
And just make those Welsh American connections.
Love that. So when you went to New York?
Yes.
Was that culture shock for you?
You know what? Yeah, I think because because I think because I'm from an area quite similar to this, it's slightly busier. Not just like Jackson. Yeah, probably it's like an area like Jackson. And then I flew into New York, And I honestly felt like Curious George. I was just like, like what's going on here, you know? But it was mad. But it was so cool, and I really enjoyed New York. And obviously it's tiring because it's so big and so much to see.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, but you know, I was just again, I was surprised, and I don't like. It's always been documented, the Welsh people that's in South America, and like Dan said, there are a lot in North America, but we're dotted about, we're not just in one area sort of thing, so it's a bit harder to find them. But there were so many people come up to me and said, oh yeah, my great-great-grandfather was from a village called Penygroes. And I was like, well, my mum was raised in that village,
Oh,
you know?
that's so cool.
You know, so... it
is a very small world.
It is. And then, I really enjoyed New York, and the people were kind as well, and it was lovely to be there for that time, you know?
Good. Well, we're so happy to have you here. This is amazing. You. And Dan, thank you for sharing your new friend with us.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for sharing your beautiful artwork with us.
You're very welcome.
Greatly appreciate that. And is there anything else you want to tell our viewers while you're here?
All good.
Come on out. You have until around December 3rd, 1 to 5, there in Rio at the, what is the?
It's the Rio Museum.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. And you can meet Carwyn, and you can try to pronounce his name properly. And whoever, we should have a contest. Whoever gets it right gets, wins a prize.
Yeah.
Yes. But Jones is fine. If you're feeling uncomfortable, that is fine.
There's one or two Joneses around here.
There's a couple. You know. Hey, listen, my maiden name's Davis, so you know.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Okay. So this is everybody else's. But no, this has been great. This has been fun. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And again, thank you for sharing your new friend with us.
Thank you.
Very good. And we'll see you Friday. It is a date.
It is a date.
Okay. I mean, I'll be working, but it's a date.
It's fine.
Nonetheless, okay. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what, Pete Wilson did just walk in, and we have election results to talk about today, so we need to get straight to that. So I think we do have another message or two, and we'll be back with Pete and some election results in just a moment.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, a telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson, who has a stack of election results for us to share. So this is exciting.
Right. Of course, as we said, heading into the election, this was a grassroots, local level election. Yes. That doesn't interest some people as much as the presidential stuff and all like that. But
it should, though.
But, this is the government that is closest to you, that you have more of a say in. Because you're voting directly for that and everybody else outside your area isn't voting. So, this is your chance to make your voice heard on school districts, on city and village governments, on township government,
got
and
it.
also on local tax questions.
Yes.
So that we had a lot of that in this general election yesterday in both Jackson and Vinton counties. And I do want to say, heads up here, I know we'll just kind of scratch the surface here, some of the main things, but we do have, Jennifer, on the Telegram News website, we have everything that was on the ballot and the vote totals. They're just the numbers. You can interpret the numbers however you want, but the numbers, the raw numbers are there for both counties. Also, brief summary stories of the contested races that were involved. There were some of those as well. And we are working now, before I came on the air and after, for quite a while, on expanded stories for the print edition with a little bit more perspective and context involved.
Sure.
I want to thank everybody that was involved in our election coverage last night. We did live election coverage on WKOV 96.7 FM. Also video streamed it on the Facebook pages of the Telegram, and also the Jeremiah Shaver News Personality, which is also kind of like we use through Telegram publicity as well.
Sure.
So I've got really good response, especially on the video stream. Had a lot of people watching, so we know that there is interest, and they do care, because so many important decisions made. Not a contest in all the races, in all the positions that were up, but a lot of them there were. So we'll start with school board, because that certainly affects a lot of people now, and because of the state funding situation, financial implications for all the districts coming up now and into the next several years, and so that's right behind the service of the people who's going to run our schools, either at the administrative level or at the school board level. But we had contested races in 3 of our 4 school districts. Very unusual, we did not have one in Jackson, but that's just the way it worked, our largest school district here in our local area. But in the contest, kind of like a mixed message. For the most part, incumbents did pretty well, but some challengers also were victorious as well. So we'll start with the Wellston City School District. We had 6 candidates running for 3 spots. 2 of the incumbents kind of led the tickets there, John Jackson and Roger Rader. In the 3rd spot, winning that 3rd spot, because there were 3 of the 5 positions that were on the line, was Sharon Brenner. She was one of the 4 challengers. So those are the 3 that will serve on the Wellston City Board of Education starting January 1st. The other 2 members that are holdovers, they're in the middle of their terms, are Adam Massey and Brian Kilgore. The change on the Wellston City Board of Education is that Terry Gill will no longer be on the Board of Education, and he has been on it for a long time, been the president a lot of the time that he has been on the board, including right now. He had actually filed for election earlier this year, and then some weeks ago withdrew his candidacy. So his votes were not counted. He withdrew in time before his name was on the ballot. So that's the change in the Wellston City School District. There'll be one change as well on the Oak Hill Union Local School District Board. 5 members there, 3 seats on the line. 2 incumbents were reelected, and they have served over 20 years each. Joe Elsess and Michael French Jr. They were actually in the 2 and 3 positions. The person leading the ticket, and it was by far, this surprised me a little bit, because Oak Hill has been so predictable. They've elected the same school board members for years and years. Regina Boggs and Aaron Michael were on there for a long time before they decided this last term that they completed not to run for re-election, and there was 2 new members elected then. But Mike French and Joe Elsess have been elected, as I said. I think they're in somewhere in between 20 and 30 years. Paula Stewart, the rookie on the school board, as far as the veterans is concerned, the 3 veterans, she I think was 16 years, something like that.
Long time.
Right, but the way it worked out, Scott Gilland had like 800 some votes to lead the ticket, and then the next candidate, Joe Elsess, was in the 500. So Scott Gilland ran away with the top spot, and he had not run before, and so he is going to be the new face on the school board. So somebody had to be left off, and that is going to be Paula Stewart. Paula Stewart, Bloomfield Township, well-respected lady, involved a lot in the community, and the last several years, she's been the board president there. She was 13 votes behind Michael French Jr. So very close to that third and final position, because you got like musical chairs. You got 3 chairs there, and you got 4 people walking around. Somebody's not going to get a chair.
How does somebody win by that much, Pete?
Well,
What's going on?
I tell you what, it's probably subjective to a degree. It could be Mr. Gillen's overall popularity. I know that he has been to school board meetings a couple times on issues.
Okay.
I know that he was one of the ones that felt that it was wrong when they did not rehire the football coach a couple years ago, and we got a new football coach, Mr. Fitzhugh. He was in the camp that felt that it was wrong to let the other football coach go by non-renewing his contract.
Okay.
So maybe generically they're saying, hey, listen, we're all right staying the course, but maybe we need a new face in there or whatever. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say.
Hard to say.
But that's winning. He won by a lot.
Right. Even people on the front lines may not have realized that. So, but anyway, he is the new face on the school board. Two other school board members who are in the middle of terms will continue. Tim Howard and Mr. Evans will continue. They were the new faces that were elected 2 years ago when Regina Boggs and Aaron Michael decided to not run for re-election. Okay, in the Vinton County Local Board of Education, we talked
that was
ahead
a wild
of time.
one.
Right, and this how could this happen? First of all, school board usually you always have contested races because people want to have a say in how the school districts run. They get involved because of their kids or just because they're civically involved, something they don't like, something they do like, but they want to be involved in that. And in Vinton County, because of a couple of invalidations of candidates who wanted to run, when the regular filing deadline was over for independents and for nonpartisan candidates, there was only one person that was going to be on the ballot, and that was Cindy Strasbaugh, who is the current board president. And she's been on there for a while, several terms at least.
Sure.
So 3 seats, but only one person. So you're going to have write-in candidates, right? Well, there were about 7 or 8 of them. 7 or 8 of them came forward because they know that if Mrs. Strasbaugh gets elected, because her name's on the ballot and she always has been elected in the number 1 spot, there's going to be 2 and 3.
Sure.
So that caused, I think, 8 write-in candidates to want to file. 2 of them ended up dropping out. But that still left a total of 6 candidates. And so Cindy Strasbaugh predictably did lead the field by quite a bit. The other 2 persons elected were Amy Isaac and let me make sure I got the name right here. Were Amy Isaac and Charlotte McManus. Charlotte McManus was in the 2 spot. Amy Isaac was in the 3rd spot. Charlotte McManus had been on the school board before for many years. When I was covering Vinton County School Board in my younger days for the radio only, she was a multi-term candidate.
Gotcha.
8 years ago, hard to keep track of time when there's so many years, but 8 years ago or so, she decided not to run for re-election, and now she's back.
Okay.
She'll be back on the school board, and the new face is Amy Isaac. So that is the 5 members of the Vinton County Local Board of Education. And I guess I want to address the write-in candidate situation. Never seen so many write-in candidates. I'm sure that was a record. It's not written down anywhere, but believe me,
it has to
been
be.
around. I can remember that much. A lot of write-in candidates, and I need to say this. This is something real positive. It's not about who won and who lost. But both boards of election, because we were consulting with them what to expect, through our live election returns last night, they both warned us this is going to be late. Because what it does is, you fill the oval even for a write-in candidate. That's scanned, all right? But what you don't know is whose name was written in. So in some races, there was more than one write-in candidate. That occurred in both counties, actually. But also scanned were all the Daffy Ducks, the Donald Ducks. If somebody wrote in Jennifer Ratcliffe's name, they had to sort those out, the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. And probably looking at the way when we got our voting tabulations in, about 20 to 30% of those votes were invalid because they weren't people who weren't even declared to be on. Everybody thought, a lot of people assumed that you write in anybody, and at least their vote will be counted, right? It really won't be because you have to file a declaration of candidacy.
Okay, so Mickey Mouse can't win.
No, Mickey Mouse, even if he gets all the votes, he cannot win. unless he did a declaration of candidacy.
Okay.
And does Mickey Mouse really live in Jackson County? And is Mickey Mouse a registered voter? Is Mickey Mouse 18 years old? So anyway.
Good point.
Right. So anyway, so what you had is it really went a lot better than they thought. We thought it would be much later. Jackson County came out with one of its earliest outcomes as far as having the unofficial results done, and Vinton County was not too far behind. Still a late night, but not nearly as late as they thought. I think you have to give kudos to our boards of elections in both counties,
Yes.
and the staffs as well as the board members for their work in getting that out. And both of them were very great to work with as far as getting numbers to us as quickly as they could. But some other winners that we want to. Oh, by the way, the turnout. I think it sucked. It was predictable. Predictable based on past years. But my gosh, about 23% plus of the eligible voters voted in Jackson County. In Vinton County, a little bit over 22%. Okay, so 3 out of 4 persons, more than 3 out of 4 eligible voters stayed home. You would think that somewhere they cared about who was going to lead their township government, who was going to lead their school district, who was going to be among the leaders in their city or villages, or vote their pocketbook on taxes.
Yeah.
And, that's the turnout that you had. It was less than half of what we had last year for the presidential year, the even-numbered election. So, maybe that says a little bit what people pay most attention to, even though it's not close to home, the national and state politics.
Sure.
But anyway, some other highlights to talk about. We talked about the school board in the city of Jackson. We had 2 contested council races. For at-large, the 3 winners in the at-large would be Brett Foster, incumbent Marva Colby, and the new face will be Brittany Hinch. Mm-hmm. She will be one of the new at-large candidates. Thomas Hill, who was an at-large candidate, had a good number of votes, but he finished 4th. It was 3 to be elected. In the 3rd ward, you had 2 write-in candidates. Very interesting there. Erin Young was the incumbent write-in candidate because her petition was invalidated, so she had to go the write-in route. That prompted Megan Peters Wiseman to also run as a write-in candidate, have a better chance against another write-in candidate than somebody whose name is on the ballot. And in a lightly voted precinct, I think has a whole lot to do with the fact there were the write-in candidates plus a smaller number of voters in that precinct. Megan Peters Wiseman was the winner over Erin Young for 3rd Ward. In the city of Wellston, 1 contested race for at-large council, and the 3 names that were printed on the ballot, those candidates won. Teresa Pond LeMaster, who is an incumbent, but did not file when you normally file to get your name printed on the ballot, but then she decided late in the game to run as a write-in candidate, and she was the person who's the odd person out. She finished 4th in a 3-person race through 3 seats. So the 2 incumbents that were reelected in Wellston were Roby Browning and Tammy Phillips. Tammy Phillips led the ticket. The 3rd person, very familiar face, returning to the council table as an at-large council member, will be D. Keith Woollum. We know him as Keith Woollum.
Yep.
Lived on North Pennsylvania Avenue in Wellston, was the 1st Ward councilman for many years, and then he was defeated by Angela Spangler in a primary a couple years ago, and he is back on council representing the whole town as at-large council.
Cool.
And then in the village of Oak Hill, we had a bunch of candidates running there. They run as a pack. They don't run through a certain at-large or ward in council. It's just, you represent the whole town, and the top 4 get in. But there were 7 candidates in Oak Hill, and 4 candidates got elected, and they were Brian Moore, who was appointed but is on council. He led the way. Then Terry McCain, an incumbent, he was 2nd. And then the other 2 elected were one of the write-in candidates, Allison Bryant, 2 write-in candidates of those 7. Allison Bryant, congratulations to her. She ran 3rd even as a write-in candidate. And the 4th person was Tara Cooper, who had her name on the ballot. And she is a former councilwoman. She will be back on council in the village of Oak Hill.
Gotcha.
And on the quick thumbnail of the levies, since we're running out of time, all the levies passed in Jackson County except an additional 3 mil levy for street paving in Wellston. It got beat almost 2-1 there. And I think, the main thing there is, people will vote no on taxes sometimes, and this was a new tax. goes on the ballot as additional, but additional is really new. It's not that they were adding to anything. They didn't have this 3 mil street levy. So it loses 2-1, or almost 2-1. That means that, they will have not as much money as they would like for needed street paving in Wellston unless they come up with some other solution. All other levies, whether they were countywide or at the township level, did pass. I'll have to correct myself. In the village of Colton, now that I think about it, very close loss. A street lighting levy lost by about 3 votes. But 3 votes in Colton is like 22-19. Yeah. So percentage-wise, it wouldn't even qualify for a recount. But officially, last night's election results are unofficial. They're not totally complete. They're mostly complete. Yes. They do an official count within 2 weeks in all the counties, in 88 counties in Ohio. And in those counties, the official count, they'll recount all these votes that were voted yesterday and early. And they will also count the absentee ballots that came in the mail and didn't come in time to be voted on. There's not very many, but there'll be some. People wait the last minute to mail them in. And the second one is provisional votes. And there's not very many of those. That's where, you change.
You're displaced.
You make a change or whatever, and it's not in time to be totally official, so you have to kind of like go to the second level for your vote to be counted. They're called provisional ballots. Different ways you can be a provisional voter, but it is a tiny percentage of the usual vote. So unless it's really close, those extra votes aren't going to make too much of a difference. But we'll certainly monitor that. There was one township race in Vinton County, Wilkesville Township, 2 trustees to be elected in our townships across the board. And the second position, 2 of the candidates each finished with 53 votes. So that's a tie.
That goes to show you.
Those provisional votes and the late absentee votes could make a difference there. If any race after the official count is within 0.5% differential, there will be an automatic recount.
Yep.
I think you can also pay for a recount if you want to, if it's not quite that close, but you have to pay for it.
Okay.
So
interesting.
That was as much as I could say in 25 minutes.
Well, Pete, thank you so much.
We'll have the goods in print, and some's on the web right now.
Absolutely, and you can check all of that out at one of our social media sites or the Telegram or however you get your news.
Right. The live streams that we did last night are posted as well.
Okay.
And there were different times, especially late in those videos, where we did summary. So that's another way to catch it as well.
Very good. All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much. And tell you what, we will be back here tomorrow with more fun. So have a great day. Enjoy some nice warm temperatures today with, I think, highs around 70 or so. And we'll be right back here in the morning. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.